Los Angeles, the largest metropolitan titan of the western United States, only second in the nation to New York City, the City of Angels wields a total of 88 cities and 140 unincorporated areas. Out of the maze of the city stands an outlier, a quaint gem nestled only a few minutes away from downtown LA. This place is Eagle Rock, dedicated after a great monument, a locally thriving community that welcomes all and any into its homey hills. Eagle Rock was a small farming area during the late 1800s in Southern California, with very little activity between the three cities of Los Angeles, Glendale, and Pasadena. Eagle Rock is named after its large rock formation, whose shadow resembles the crest of a bird. Eagle Rock would remain an unincorporated ranching and dahlia farming center. Many farmers settled in Eagle Rock Valley due to it being in the floodplains of the Arroyo Seco, a nearby tributary of the Los Angeles River. In 1911, due to Eagle Rock's steady growth, Eagle Rock was established as a city. At the time, its approximate population was only about 600 people. John T. Bailey became the first mayor of Eagle Rock. His election, officially announced in the Eagle Rock Sentinel.
Friday was easy for John T. Bailey and for the voters. The sum total of 20 votes were cast, and he got them.
During this time, Eagle Rock facilitated many infrastructure projects, which can still be seen today. The Eagle Rock Public Library, City Hall, and much of Main Street, Colorado Boulevard is still in use today. Although Eagle Rock was small in size, it maintained a water reservoir as well as a growing commercial sector. Many businesses were started and operated in Eagle Rock, with the Eagle Rock Sentinel flooded with advertisements for local shops. In 1912, Occidental College began construction of a new and now their only campus in Eagle Rock. Campus construction completed in 1916 and afterwards attracted even more life into the city of Eagle Rock. Although Eagle Rock was prosperous, it lacked basic necessities the surrounding cities had. The city of Los Angeles could fill these needs, and in 1921, after 11 years of being an independent city, Eagle Rock was incorporated into the city of Los Angeles. This new age of control in Los Angeles led to various infrastructure projects around Eagle Rock, including the remodeling of the Eagle Rock Library and Eagle Rock High School. Through the 1920s, Eagle Rock would experience an upsurge in buildings and infrastructure. In 1929, an event in America would begin halting economic progress and leading to mass unemployment. This was the Great Depression. This would halt much of the progress in Eagle Rock. Residents stayed cheery throughout the Great Depression, though. Through the next few decades, Eagle Rock would grow steadily while still remaining a closely united community separate from Los Angeles. During this time, many iconic businesses would be built that still remain a central part of Eagle Rock to this day. Through the Eagle Rock Neighborhood Council's protection, many signs and landmarks from this time have survived, giving Eagle Rock to this day a 1950s aesthetic that can be seen driving down Colorado Boulevard. This division between central Los Angeles and Eagle Rock grew throughout this time, mainly rooted in the city's finances and the lack of attention given to Eagle Rock residents. Harry Lawson, columnist in 1959, wrote in an opinion article in the Eagle Rock Sentinel,
"That dream center will no longer be the center of shopping activities, but will instead become the housing center for public officials."
During this time, Eagle Rock would continue to be a close-knit community, sticking its distance from Los Angeles.
You know, if you were to follow a busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls, you would find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose.
Through the 1960s and 70s, Eagle Rock would remain as such, stuffed in between these big cities. Much of the city would replace diners, but not Eagle Rock. It remained stationary through this time. Everything would change on October 31st, 1977,
In Los Angeles, a killer the police are calling the Hillside Strangler has murdered 10 young women and left their bodies on the hillsides along the highway.
11 girls and young women have been murdered in the Los Angeles area over the last 2 months.
There are 55 officers that work full-time on the series of murders, and they would welcome a break.
Missing from all the murders is any kind of what police describe as a calling card, a message from a criminal.
14 young women have been murdered in Los Angeles in recent weeks. 11 of the murders are thought to be related, and no solution to the series of murders appears to be in sight.
This day would change the culture, population, and attitude in Eagle Rock. This was the second murder connected with the Hillside Stranglers, another site remarkably close to Eagle Rock. This would shake the residents of Eagle Rock to their core. What had once been a prosperous community was now replaced with fear. One concerned resident wrote in the LA Times,
Groups of gum-chewing girls in look-alike hairdos and jeans who used to haunt the Eagle Rock Plaza, they too are keeping close to home. We're all afraid. For women living alone, ours is an actual visceral fear that's starting to defeat. Then it hits the knees. And finally, it grips the mind.
Finally, in 1981, the two murderers would be tried and convicted of the murder of 13 girls. By this time, the damage was done. Many residents of Eagle Rock felt unsafe in their communities and even in their homes.
Turn around once and do the Eagle Rock. Boy, you rockin' swell. Yeah, you do it so well. Boy, you do it so well when we do the Eagle Rock.
This led to a massive exodus of residents. Most residents leaving Eagle Rock at this time were white, and the population of Eagle Rock would have a major influx of Latinx and Filipino residents. Many came looking for opportunities and a place to raise families, and in particular, Filipino residents have brought a large cultural impact with many businesses to serve the Filipino community opening in Eagle Rock. Today, Eagle Rock's Filipino demographic is 3 times larger than the rest of Los Angeles, with nearly 40% of residents being born in a foreign country.
It so happened that we immigrated to America. We were in Honolulu, and my aunt was living here already in Eagle Rock, and so she wanted me to come here. The community, I kind of felt it more in like going to church, St. Dominic's, especially St. Dominic's. So it kind of, that one, you can feel the community in there.
You have like a favorite thing about Eagle Rock, or?
I like it because it's not, there's no like big buildings. So it's still kind of like a very much residential area, and not as compared to when you see Glendale now, that's all like buildings, high-rise buildings and everything. So I think that's what I like about this place. You see the big changes are a lot of the stores has changed. Businesses come and go. And Eagle Rock, Colorado Boulevard has kind of like improved. But other than that, I don't see any much, like a major change.
This is where the story of Eagle Rock ends, but it's never really over. Eagle Rock will continue to be this strange and diverse place. I have no doubt Eagle Rock will always be welcoming to all with its own identity, culture, and people. In 1994, when my parents first came to Eagle Rock, it wasn't for any reason in particular. It was close to family, and the rent was cheap, and people were welcoming. They would find so much more. We found a community that was like a big family. We found a community like no other. We found Eagle Rock.